how it does look.
I think we have to
Where
go.
are we?
Right here. Right here.
Okay. And we're going, we don't get to go to the Matrima
Well, yeah, you can go over and see it though. There's a viewing area.
okay.
I think we can go around.
I think we have to go through.
It looks like you can go through this way too, right? Like you're like this lady saying, if we just go through.
I think we're actually required to. I think I read that back there.
I think so too.
Well, let's go through it then.
Okay.
A place where human beings, free from all slavery to the past, can devote themselves wholly to the discovery and practice of the divine consciousness that is seeking to manifest. Auroville wants to be its place and offers itself to all who aspire to live the truth of tomorrow. Auroville belongs to nobody in particular. Auroville belongs to humanity as a whole.
You know, so I have to say this place belongs, I'd have to say too along those lines that it belongs to no one in particular, but not us.
To live in Auroville, one must be the willing servitor of the divine consciousness. Auroville.
You get $200,000 a year from the government.
Huh. I wonder how that works. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Auroville draws its inspiration from the vision and work of the renowned Indian seer and spiritual visionary Sri Aurobindo. His spiritual collaborator, the mother, founded the township in 1968. Auroville is intended to become a city for up to 50,000 inhabitants from around the world.
If you tell somebody that they can't practice, there's no religion here.
Right.
That is a religion. That becomes the new religion. Is
Right.
the religion of no religion.
And then obviously when they call somebody the mother, that they're going to be worshipped
Exactly.
and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if I was to create something like this, I would do more like all religions and
Yeah.
acceptance of.
Instead of no religion.
Instead of no religion.
where it's all religion.
Yeah.
Anything you want to believe it. Just accept other people
I would agree
and what
with
they
that.
believe. You know, I mean, I think that would be okay.
The purpose of Auroville is to realize human unity. The Matrimandir is the soul of Auroville. The Matrimandir wants to be the symbol of the divine's answer to man's aspiration for perfection, union with the divine, manifesting in a progressive human unity.
Access to the Matrimandir is guided by the mother's vision. It is not a tourist destination. This pass does not allow you to go inside the Matrimandir, as that is a place for concentration only. To go into the viewing point, if you wish to concentrate inside the Matrimandir or want further information, please contact our information staff on duty at the Visitor Centre for details.
He's on a big boat.
He's with them. We're together.
Oh, okay. Okay. Watch your step, buddy. So we got this far, and now we're lost.
I vote we go that way.
There are no
and see what
signs.
happens.
Well, Certitude is that way.
Wait. Hold on. You see that little building? I don't know, maybe it's that one. I could stop at somebody and ask them.
Okay. That was
All that.
okay. But like you said, if you open it to tourists, it's a tourist attraction.
Right.
And it's kind of like that South Park episode where Cartman, he buys that
The amusement park.
the amusement park, and then he doesn't let anybody in, and then everybody wanted in because
Right.
they couldn't get in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're just trying to get us to want to go.
I don't know.
It's really, they're like baiting us with a carrot.
Well, obviously it's working because they have a lot of tourists here.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of tourists.
It is not a tourist destination.
Somebody with a bike that gets
That's a
to go up
religion.
there. Yes. We don't get to. Yes.
Some people get to and some people don't. What makes me what allows me to get to it, I have to follow a religion. Right?
I agree with you. You know, I see that too. I'm just, like I said, I'm suspending my cynicism for now.
So,
I'm taking pictures of things right
I know,
now.
I'm
I'm videotaping this.
is it gonna take a selfie later?
I'm just going to make my commentary here that
Hmm?
there's a lot of noise over there. There's a bulldozer, and there's a lot of people talking.
So the generator.
It's a generator.
There's a generator. Right? Lots of sounds.
But it's cool.
It's
in
cool.
there. I bet it would be cool to go in.
You can see it right there still. Right there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet it would be cool to go in there.
Yeah, and see the crystal
That
sphere.
crystal ball with the sun shining
Practice
through it.
concentration. I mean, that would be fun.
It would be cool, you know. I mean, I think the concept's cool. I don't want to be cynical about it. It's still tempting to be cynical, like I said, because it's a religious thing. It says it's not, and it's a tourist thing, but it says it's not.
Right.
So it kind of like right there, boom, makes you want to be cynical.
Okay, so when I was reading Hindu tales from the Sanskrit, it talked about a banyan tree, and I didn't know what a banyan tree was. So I looked up what a banyan tree was and learned that it's a tree that grows and then it sends down roots from above. And those roots then penetrate the ground and become a new tree to support the long branches. So we happen to be here in front of one quite big one, and you can see over here.
What? It used to be a what?
This was a root.
Uh-huh.
This was a little vine that came down from above. And it planted itself. And then it grew as a new tree. You can see, if you go in there, you can see some that are still hanging down that are very small. That are going to eventually touch the ground. They'll penetrate the ground and they'll start growing.
So the tree actually grows up from the roots,
Right, it drops
and
new
then it
roots down.
drops roots down from the branches.
Right, and then it grows from those new roots.
So this is all just one tree,
Yeah,
actually.
you can see new roots getting dropped down in the middle there.
Huh.
This one's a part of it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, you
Wow.
can see like these guys here, they grow up and they went down and then they created new trees.
Huh.
Like this right here.
Yeah.
Sad.
But you were saying that that banyan tree is maybe cooler than the matrimon deer.
Yeah, I think the tree. I could spend some time sitting, looking at the tree, thinking about the tree, being one with the tree, or whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it.
People are quieter near the tree.
It's true. It's more like
You could go towards certitude. I don't know where that leads.
I don't think we're supposed to
Yeah.
get off of this beaten path.
It's a path called certitude. You couldn't possibly go wrong. I like the idea of, some utopian place here on Earth, but I mean, once you get people congregating together, there's always a leader and there's always a follower, or else it's anarchy.
Right.
you know, and if there's a leader, then it's religion.
There has to be order.
There has to be rules, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about 50,000 people, and you can't build a town the size of North Platte without rules.
no. And if somebody's in charge, I mean, that's the whole problem. And people aren't following their own path
Right.
anymore,
Exactly.
you know. And then where's the divine consciousness in that?
Right.
Unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to be cynical about it. I like the idea of it. I just don't know if it's possible to do that kind of thing on Earth.
I don't think you're being cynical.
It's worthwhile trying.
Yeah, I'd like to take a picture of that sign that says something about what the divine is.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I don't understand quite what that means. Any thoughts?
Divine means many things and nothing.
What?
What is it? What's
The divine? Oh, it's all the stuff we don't know.
Okay.
We would never understand anyway, so
Don't try,
don't try.
because we can't go to the
Right. It
Matrimedir or
doesn't
whatever.
belong to us.
It does not belong to us, but it belongs to no one who has been specifically pointed at.
So it's an oligarchy.
It belongs to all the people that say that it belongs to nobody.
This is pretty.
We go over there too. These are the flowers. This is just the flowers.
Yeah, okay.
I saw a garden one came in called Acceptance.
Hmm,
They named their gardens here.
okay. Well, let's look around.
Got spiky stems, look at that.
Yep, it sure does.
So what is it?
Well, I believe this is the curry tree, the curry leaf. I'm pretty sure.
Smell it.
They give you.
I just think it's cool.
It is kind of cool. Okay, I found something too. What did you find? What?
I just found, let's see, okay, let me read it. Women can be as sexual as men or more, but there are numbers of women who dislike sex, and there are very few men.
Huh. Yes, this is a concern too. This kind of smacks of communism, right? Does it fall? What did you find?
It's a little bit of a longer bit.
Okay.
All the things that are not wanted in the relation, sex impurity, jealousy, anger, egotistic demand, drop away as the inner being grows pure and is replaced by the unity of soul with soul and the binding together of the social life and the hoop of the divine. Okay, it is not. Well, there's that, and then there's the next part. It is not that one cannot have relations with people outside the circle of the sadhaks, but there are two. If the spiritual life grows within, it must necessarily affect the relation and spiritualized on the sadhak side. And there must be no such attachment as would make the relation an obstacle or rival to the divine. Attachment to family, etc. often is like that, and if so, it falls away from the sadhak.
That sounds like. Does that sound like
A cult.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? What is that? What's the book? Ooh. So what was what?
The title of this chapter is suggestive.
It is, right. It does suggest something, and it's a little bit religious. Okay, what'd you find now?
How to bring up a child.
You should move over there.
So this is sexist in terms of women judging men as a whole.
Okay.
The worst of all, which men usually do, is to leave their children with servants. It is a crime.
Huh.
See,
These are interesting thoughts.
I'm an equalist. I'm in favor of men and women.
So what else did you find? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically here it's asking what to do if your child has decided that it doesn't want to go to bed.
Right.
And is engaged in some other activity, even though it was sleepy moments before. They shouldn't be allowed to play when they are sleepy. This is exactly the intrusion of vital movements. A child who doesn't live much with older people. It is bad for children to live much among older people. A child left to itself will sleep spontaneously, whatever it may be doing the moment it needs to sleep.
Okay, so what's your thought on that?
Well, I guess I grew up mostly around older people. I mean, I spent time with younger people, but I think it's good for kids to have the influence of older people, like a lot of that in their lives, in order for them to grow and mature into adults. You know?
Why?
Because they mimic. They're watching the adult socialization. There's the term.
Yes, if you put children with children, they don't learn how to be grown-ups.
Yeah.
But why? What would be the agenda here in this book? Why would they want the kids to not be with the older people?
Because then they'd be followers. They wouldn't
Yes, then
think
they
for
can be
themselves.
right. And you can indoctrinate the children. If you can convince the adults to let their kids go, that that's the right thing to do, then you can indoctrinate the children.
Right.
Wow. There's dogs. Lots of dogs. Right, there's one right there. They're all over the place, but we haven't seen any cats. And Liddy said,
Because cats think for themselves.
"This is true."
That's why there aren't any cats here.
Really, but dogs would make good cult followers,
Dogs
right?
would be good cult.
Yeah.
Cats are more like
The mother.
are leaders.
Cats are the mother. Yeah. So sitting.
So here we go. We're done. Going home. Going home in a taxi with air conditioning.
And comfortable chairs.
Comfortable chairs.
And there are chocolate bites waiting for me right there in that bag.
Yep, and we even have reading materials.
I don't know if I want to read them.
Take half as long by taxi to get back, like 2 hours. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
What is our? Is this it? Okay.